Plan ahead. I'm not talking about knowing how your project is going together and in what order. I mean examine each step. Try to look ahead and see what's going on. Identify any precarious situations that may come up that might make gluing up a bit difficult. Being able to see those things early on will help you prepare for them and make sure when it comes time to gluing up, it goes smoothly. Use layout lines. They're like a second set of eyes. Mark out where you want the glue to go and stay within those lines, just like we did back in kindergarten. And while you're at it, mark out any guidelines to help you when it comes time to nailing or screwing your project together, if you'll be using mechanical fasteners. I mean, why guess where they go when you can just know? Speaking of mechanical fasteners, use them. If your project allows for it, by all means use them. They're the perfect clamp to hold your project together while the glue's setting up and drying. And even if your project doesn't call for it, I'd argue that you could sneak in a few with one of these. A brad nailer, like this one from Ryobi. No, still not sponsored. Now true, if I was doing this video a few years ago, I probably wouldn't include this on my list. But the technology has come a long way and the prices have really dropped. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to find out if within the next 5 or 10 years, a brad nailer like that one will be as common as a hammer in the average DIYer's toolbox. Pin in a few brads and you've got a decent connection to hold you until it's time to clamp up your work or install some screws. Like and subscribe. Just kidding. I mean, I do want you to like and subscribe, but that's not the tip. Use pilot holes. If you are using nails or screws in your project, use the guidelines we made back in step 1 to identify where to put the pilot holes. You'll have much greater accuracy, you'll minimize any chance of splitting, and mostly you'll have one less issue to worry about. Okay, last tip makers. Less is more. You don't need 2 cups of glue to put your project together. This is woodworking, not cake baking. Add just what you need to get the job done. Glue's strong. It'll hold your project together. You don't need a ton of it to make it work. This is going to minimize waste and cleanup. This means your project will be neat and tidy when it comes time to putting on the finish. That's it, makers. I hope y'all found these tips useful. Now get out there and make, create, and innovate.